SpongeBob is a Nickelodeon animated phenomenon going on for nearly 20 years, no sign of stopping. Because of the round success of it, movies were made to capitalize on that front, which we'll be looking at today. We'll be comparing and contrasting the films with each other to see which one is superior. And which one is clearly hot garbage. It's the second one. I heard that. I don't care. Which movie will be victorious? Will the sexual tension resolve itself? Will I ever see my family again? The last one is no, but stay tuned! The SpongeBob movie's plot is about King Neptune's crown being stolen after Plankton framed it on Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob, on a mission to prove he can be responsible, takes it on himself to find the crab before Mr. Krabs' execution. Oh, and Patrick is there too, I guess. SpongeBob water stories about the crab palette formula being magically stolen, and the world descends into BDSM anarchy. Well, that explains one of the posters. And it's up to SpongeBob and Plankton to get back the formula from the evil Burger Beard. Also, there are superheroes, rapping space dolphins, and time travel involved. I think this one is pretty easy. The first one wins, no doubt. It's more structured, more thought out, and has more genuine tensions throughout it. I see your point. Now here's why that's bullshit. It's SpongeBob. When you think of that name, does drama, executions, and brainwashing come to mind? No, you think silly, fun, outlandish situations. And a sequel fits that to a T and revels in it. But you can have silly moments and not be a mess of a film. Tensions and stakes are needed to create a satisfying experience. Sausage Party is as ridiculous as a film can get, and it doesn't take itself seriously for a moment. The lowest point of the film has it playing Meatloaf, sung by an actual meatloaf. Okay, first off, you said anything positive about Sausage Party, I'm going to dock points. What I'm saying is, the plot's biggest problem isn't being surreal, it's being largely empty of anything substantial. The second act is nothing but various hijinks that have nothing to do with the climax. Hell, the other main characters who all join at the end barely do anything while all the focus is on Plankton and SpongeBob. Maybe so, but it does follow a structure. It may be loosely connected, but it is there. Technically speaking, yes, it does hit all the necessary beats, but just simply hitting the beats isn't the important part of the conventional 3-act structure. During the interludes between each beat is nothing but gags that have nothing to do with each other. We have a continent war, Cotton Candy Brain, Squidwardosaurus, who explore a real breach, and they never come back into play ever again. This movie is littered with this kind of stuff. The original had everything play into each other, including the goofy moments and locations. They all served a purpose and were needed.
Who's the kid now?
There, Dad.
Goofy Goober Rock, anyone? That completely out of nowhere musical sequence that's 100% diegetic and saves the day? Look, the original had moments of ridiculousness that couldn't be argued with. One of which was the climax, for crying out loud. We are following a talking yellow sponge who lives in a pineapple and works as a fry cook. Both are insane, but the sequel actually embraces it.
Shame to say, but Jazz actually makes a more compelling argument. Points to the sequel. The first movie is set up exactly how you expect, with SpongeBob and Patrick at the helm. However, the other main cast gets very little attention. That's why the sequel is better, because everyone gets to play a part or some sort of joke. While there's more comedic potential with more varied personalities, quantity can't take over quality. In the sequel, the main character that gets development is Plankton.
She's all yours. This doesn't have another insulting note in it, does it?
No, that's the old me. The one who turned his back on everything important just to have that formula all to himself. But I realize now that keeping something to myself is selfish.
Now, because of the very nature of the show, and that this is a prequel to the original, this time is wasted.
Aha! Caught you red-handed! Gary hates mayo! Plankton, up to your old tricks again already, eh?
Hey, I'm just putting things back the way they were.
What do you have to say about this, Gary?
We all know Plankton isn't going to stay good or retain the lessons of teamwork, so the entire motivation development means nothing. But since the first is the definitive end for the entire series, actual development works to its benefit. The central conflict of SpongeBob wanting to be treated as an adult is far more engaging, relevant, and interesting development than Plankton going down a predictable route of learning teamwork.
Well,
Look at Sandy, she's gone nuts! Wow, we haven't pulled that one in a while. That's the first bad pun in months. Stru wins. Plankton's main lesson is to put others in front of himself. A standard yet still good lesson to teach kids not to be selfish.
When we're at TL.
The first film's theme is a coming-of-age story. It takes an interesting turn on it in that being a responsible adult doesn't mean you have to be a bitter loner. Let me pitch it to you. Fuck yes, SpongeBob was made to be overanalyzed by crazy people on the internet. Squidward seems more mature and responsible adult to take over the Krusty Krab too. However, that's just because his overall demeanor is more cynical. When you get onto it, he's still incredibly selfish and irresponsible.
Crabs! Oh no, this is terrible! Who's gonna sign my paycheck?
When the opportunity arises to help save his boss from being killed, his first notion is to get out of Dodge. Yet, he has a choice to run a restaurant. SpongeBob, however, is looked down for being silly, but he's the one that actually takes the mission. He's the one who has genuine concern over everything that happens. He's reliable throughout. And this goes into the theme very well, because he learns he doesn't have to fall into superficial trappings of adulthood. It's both a message of embracing one's differences and not to judge a book by its cover.
'Cause I did what everyone said a kid couldn't do. I made it to Shell City, and I beat the Cyclops, and I rode the Hasselhoff, and I brought the crown back!
When you grow older, you get pushed to throw out innocuous elements like toys and cartoons for being childlike. And a show like SpongeBob, the message of enjoying childish things doesn't mean you can't also be a responsible adult at the same time fits perfectly, especially with its older audience. You don't think that maybe it might be teaching kids they don't have to grow at all? Because of childish actions, they get robbed, almost beaten, and nearly killed. The movie contradicts itself, since they get into more trouble because of naivete. The sequel may have a simple message, but it's told in a very straightforward way and you can't blunder it up. I don't think so. I think the message is accepting that while you have flaws and can be childish, you can still do great things in spite of it. And we clearly got more interesting discussion out of that than the simple teamwork good, alone bad in the sequel. Now, I think it's clear that the first movie won 2-1. However, it's worth mentioning that something the second movie does better, elevates it a bit higher, is its comedy. It's a central part of SpongeBob and overall appeal, so it's worth noting. But that surface stuff, story, characters, and themes are the backbones, muscles, and, organs of the product. So the first one is better, but both have merits. So in short, what I'm saying is, it's SpongeBob. Like, does it really matter which one is better? Why did I waste so much time on this video? What is wrong with me? Why did I quit school? What did I do with my life? Why am I here? Why?